News Radio, Wham 1180, welcomes you to The Seniors Rock Show. The Seniors Rock Show, a lively weekly discussion, shedding a bright light on aging with fun, entertainment, and important info for all adults. Join us with your comments or questions. Call or text 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Good morning and happy Saturday. I am Joanna, and I am here with my co-host, estate planning attorney Mike Robinson, and he is with and of the law office of Michael Robinson. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Joanna. Happy Saturday.
Thank you so much. And welcome back, Pam, our iHeart Studio producer there and forever Bill's Mafia member. How you doing, Pam?
I'm very good. How are you both?
Good, thank you. It's good to have you back. Yeah. So our team is in place and we're ready for the next hour, and I hope that you are too. And I'm going to say, why don't you join us if you're there? We are live, and we are every week, and it's 585. You ready? Write this down. You don't have to. 222-1180. That's pretty easy to remember. Get that finger moving. 222-1180. Please call us in the next hour. Let us know you're out there. Ask a question. You can do it anytime during the show. You can talk to Pam when she answers. You can give her your name. You can disguise your voice. You can do whatever you like. You don't even have to be on the air. She'll give us your question. We just want to connect. Okay. So please do that. And, we just miss you. We haven't heard from you. And don't make me do a contest to hear from you. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, though. I will thank you, though, for the notes we're getting through the Seniors Rock website. And we're getting a few every week, and it's very nice. And we've got some suggestions for future shows. And if I haven't gotten back to you yet, I will, because we've gotten quite a few of suggestions on that area. So thank you for helping us grow and reach more people by telling your family and friends about the show, too. So, I thank the sponsors every week. I wanted to thank the listeners, too. So speaking of growing, each day is another day to grow, right? Right, Mike? Are you still with me there?
I'm right here. Yeah.
I'm just letting them know. The role of our health providers should be to support that, right? So in a direct primary care model, it's easier to access your doctor. You get longer appointment times, and the focus is on, are you ready? Preventive care. I love that. Dr. Laura Petrescu of Athena Direct Primary Care and Lifestyle Medicine is an excellent example of this type of member-based practice, which I'm a member of, and several members of my family are. She'll join us this hour to talk about dementia prevention. Yes, prevention. It's happening a lot to a lot of folks as we get older. We're going to talk about that this hour. It's important stuff. Then the man who knows more about indoor air than a man ought to know is back. Peter Gordon is here with his straight talk about indoor air and why you should care. Okay, now I'm rhyming. That means I have to give the mic over to Mike. One of the people I know that care about many things is my co-host, estate planning attorney Michael Robinson. And everybody knows right now that Medicare open enrollment is coming and, or is here until December 7th. But don't forget, tax time is also coming, and I think Mike has some reminders on that.
Hey, Joanna. Yeah, on the tax front, the couple of items I wanted to mention. Every year about this time, towards the end of October, actually, the IRS issues updates on certain tax figures. There's a number of tax issues that are adjusted each year for inflation, and relevant to estate planning, a couple that I wanted to mention. The annual gift tax exclusion for 2025 is going to be $19,000. That's up from $18,000 this year. And the estate tax exclusion, I know you're going to be glad to hear this, it's going to be $13.99 million in 2025, up from 13.61. So you can breathe a little bit easier, Joanna. You've got it covered, I think. I know I do.
Yeah, I think we're safe there.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention those figures. There's a number of income tax figures too. If people are interested, if you go to irs.gov, you can find that information. But something else I wanted to talk about, I'm always looking to make sure that whatever we talk about is relevant. And so I'll typically draw on experiences I have here at the office. And there's usually something every week that prompts some reason for commentary. And one of those actually ties into what we'll be talking about in the next segment. And it has to do with dementia, but specifically, I wanted to talk about caregivers. Someone who's taking care of a husband or a wife or perhaps a parent who has been diagnosed with dementia. And what happened this week, I met with an individual whose wife was recently diagnosed with dementia, and he was telling me how much help Alzheimer's Association and Lifespan has been for him. In fact, he said that they were a lifesaver.
They are wonderful organizations. I hate to interrupt you, Mike, but we have a caller on the line. I think they did listen to us here.
Oh, very good.
Ellen from Livingston County is on the phone, and I see she has a question on Proposal 1 and discrimination against age. So let's see what that's about. Hi, Ellen.
Hi. The Proposal 1, which is a change it's going to be on the back of the ballot to change the New York State Constitution, which is quite a big thing because it's very hard to change back. They talk about discrimination, and they go all the way down to age. So would that mean then that we're no longer allowed to have programs specifically for elderly people, like the Office for the Aging and things like that?
I certainly am not part of the legislature. I don't know who put that forward, but no, that's not, from what I've read about that proposal, it would not in any way impair programs for elders. So no reason to be concerned on that point.
Okay, because senior apartments could be affected by it too. So I just wanted to put that out there. If anyone had second thoughts about changing the New York State Amendment, they might want to say no. Thank you.
All right.
Well, thank you for calling, Ellen. We appreciate your opinion, and we're going to move on here, though, because we got a lot to go on, and we do try to stay away from politics. I'm going to say it straight up. We just don't have enough time on the show. We get about 35 minutes out of the hour, and we're trying to bring some other information. There's just too much of that other stuff out there. So I appreciate the call, but we're going to move on.
So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, the fact that this fellow found such support, because those organizations are out there, and too often caregivers don't look for help, especially men. And caregiving is tough. It doesn't matter how much you love the person you're caring for. It can be physically demanding. It's almost always emotionally and mentally demanding. So, folks, we've got resources out there. They're wonderful. They're typically at no cost. And I encourage everyone who is a caregiver to take advantage of those resources. It's not only good for you, but ultimately it's good for the person for whom you're caring.
Yep, and we have some of the best in the country in this area and in Rochester. So, as you said, Lifespan and some of the other organizations that are here for everyone. So, folks, please stay with us. We're going to be right back with Dr. Laura Petrescu from Athena Direct Primary Care and Lifestyle Medicine. She's going to talk about dementia prevention next on Seniors Rock Radio.
Seniors Rock, and thank you, Pam, for saluting Phil Lesh, who passed away a week ago yesterday. Joining us now is Dr. Laura Petrescu, founder of Athena Direct Primary Care and Lifestyle Medicine, right here in Pittsford, New York. She likes to remind us that prevention is a better P word than pills. And today, dementia is the main topic. The Alzheimer's Association tells us that there are 57 million people living with dementia. And as people live longer, the incidence of dementia is getting higher, with 1 in 3 adults dying with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. This is an important topic for everyone. And Dr. Laura, thank you and welcome.
Hi, Mike. I'm happy to be back on the show with you.
We're happy to have you, Doctor. Wow, those stats are staggering, right? About the number of people that have Alzheimer's. It's great we're living longer, but then there are also the caregivers dealing with the healthcare system and caring for someone with dementia. Both of these things are tremendous sources of stress. All of this giving us more reason to ask the following, Doctor. Is there hope to escape dementia as we strive to live longer?
Right. I mean, yes, absolutely, there is hope. And even though the stats are grim, the good news is the brain is the only human organ that can get better as you grow older because of the knowledge, the skills, the wisdom we accumulate in our lifespan. However, that does not come without us doing some proactive work to prevent that and improve the brain function as we grow older. The good news, yes, it can be done.
And doctor, what are some of the most effective tools that we have to prevent dementia?
So in terms of prevention of dementia, we're talking about ways to reduce the brain damage, number one, and number two, to increase cognitive reserve. And in terms of the damage that happens in our lifespan, there are a number of risk factors that are very well established in the medical literature that affect brain health as we grow older. Number one, blood pressure control, cholesterol control, and sugar control, especially starting earlier in life, in midlife. Extremely important to pay attention to these risk factors as we age. Very interesting recent data showing 66% increase in risk of Alzheimer's with obstructive sleep apnea, and as well as hearing loss. Even a mild hearing loss can double the risk of Alzheimer's. So for our listeners, extremely important to talk to your doctors. If you have any of these issues with your cholesterol, blood pressure, sugars, any vision or hearing loss or sleep apnea, please talk to them and address these issues as early as possible to prevent dementia. If you're a woman, extremely important to recognize the role of hormones in cognitive function. And no wonder 2/3 of patients with Alzheimer's are women. So why is that? Because the brain is very rich, especially the hippocampus, which is the memory center of the brain, is very rich in estrogen receptors. So as women go through menopause, we lose that protection for the brain function later in life. So extremely important to be aware and address hormone balance and hormone therapy in midlife. The most important thing that we can do, and we do 3 times a day or more throughout, is diet and exercise, of course. And I can talk for about 2 hours about what's good diet for brain health. And yes, we're going to talk about the MIND diet, which basically is a diet based on whole foods, plant-predominant diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, green leaf vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds. But for our listeners, 2 key points for diet is don't forget your walnuts. A quarter of a cup of walnuts a day has been proven in clinical studies to improve cognitive function for the good omega-3 fatty acids you get in those. And 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil also show to improve cognitive function. In terms of exercise, the most powerful form of exercise that has incredible benefit for brain health is strength training, particularly leg strength is one measure that has proven tremendous benefits for brain health. So we like to talk about strong legs, big brain. It's extremely important not to skip your leg day when you go to the gym and do strength training, and obviously keep active throughout the day, and make sure you walk briskly and take at least 10,000 steps every day to improve brain health.
Wow, you're packed with tips there, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, is there anything you can do to reverse the disease?
Well, this is a key point. Unfortunately, in very late stages of Alzheimer's or any other form of dementia, we really cannot reverse the disease. And I don't think it's reasonable to put any tips out there to put any hope that this can be reversed. However, mild cognitive impairment, when people show mild signs of cognitive impairment, that can be reversed with all of the above tools that we just talked about, and a wonderful clinical research that put people through intensive lifestyle modification. People who have already mild cognitive impairment, in a 6-month trial of intensive diet, exercise, sleep, they reverse that to normal. So if you think there is any signs of cognitive impairment, start as early as possible, and you can reverse that when the dementia or cognitive impairment is in very early stages.
That is fantastic information, folks. And Dr. Petrescu is the best. If you want to learn more about what she does in preventive medicine and direct primary care, you can go to her website, or you can see her this month. She's featured in the November issue of Good Health magazine. Thank you so much for joining us today, Doctor. We'll be talking to you again soon. Thank you for your work, and AthenaDirectCare.com, folks. Or you can call Doctor at 662-5510. That's 585-662-5510. And you know what? Clean air, indoor air, is also a good topic for health prevention. We're going to do that next on Seniors Rock Radio with Peter Gordon of Indoor Air Professionals. Please stay with us right after the news. Who we are. We are Seniors Rock Radio, and I'm Joanna, your host. I'm here with Mike Robinson, my co-host, and Peter Gordon of Indoor Air Professionals. Peter Gordon's expertise, by the way, is in getting cleaner indoor air. He's been on many times before. I hope you've heard him, and if you haven't, we are going to get ready to fill you in on why you should care about it. As we get ready for the change of seasons and closing our windows again, which are already done, I think, here. Anyway, we asked Peter to come back and remind us all about the health benefits of clean indoor air ducts. And I wanted to say welcome back and hello, Peter.
Hey, great to see you guys again.
Yeah,
Same
hey,
here.
Peter. Thanks for coming back on. Hey, let's talk about indoor air. There's some concerning statistics. The first one I'd like you to address is the EPA says that indoor air quality can be 2 to 5 times worse or more polluted than the worst air in major cities. What are the causes of that pollution?
Yeah, well, there are many of them, but just a few is first we build our houses tighter and we seal them up like a cellophane wrap over it with all the insulation, trying to make them more energy efficient and all that. And so that's part of it. But then there's so many indoor pollutants. The biggest one is we, the people, that shed 50 million dead skin cells per person per day. A new house, every week we clean a new house because it's got 25 to 35 subcontractors, and all the drywall dust, carpet fibers, grout go in there. We open our windows and doors in the spring and fall when we're not heating or cooling, and all the diesel and everything like that comes in. Okay, so it's just there's way more. People burn candles, it goes on and on.
Gotcha. So is having clean indoor air then even more important during the winter?
Absolutely, yeah. Because we're indoors more. I mean, we're not going out to the picnic or to the park
Right.
and as much like that. Although I do, I like to go out in the
I was
winter
just
and
going to say,
ski. Yeah,
speak for yourself, Peter.
right. I know. But anyhow,
I
yeah,
think we
we're
have outdoors
inside
people here.
more. So you want to pay more attention to making sure that your indoor air quality is, tip top. And of
Mhm.
course, we provide that by source contamination removal, which is a fancy way to say if you have forced air, hey, start with a thorough duct cleaning.
We're talking about kidding around about being outside, but when you do go outside a lot, you do realize when you come in, if it's stuffy or if it just doesn't feel, you can see that feel the difference. You can breathe the difference when you have cleaner air. And I think with me anyway, we got our air ducts cleaned by indoor air professionals. I want you to tell them, because I think it's fascinating, how Indoor Air Pros gets 95 to 99% of the contamination out instead of just like 40 or 50 like some of the other companies.
Yeah. Okay. So most duct cleaning, unfortunately, starts with bad equipment. So it's not even some of the contractors' faults because they don't know what they don't know, but it's been proven over time because of the 70,000 jobs we've done. 2,600 were cleaned before with these brushes and low volume air tools, and we're pulling out a bushel of dirt left behind. But our system has the ability to scrape and blast all four sides of the ductwork by using a nozzle called the column system, which is like a turbine on a jet engine, and it's powered by a diesel compressor that you would see out on the 490 driving two jackhammers breaking up the concrete. So that is why we can get the 99% out, which gets health results to people, because there's so much in the mix of the construction debris and dead skin cells and diesel particles. And
all right, you're going to get all gross on us now, and I'm going to stop you
sorry.
because it looks like we have a caller, Peter. I'm glad that someone's calling, because I don't like it when you start talking about those animals and all that stuff. Pam, who's on the phone?
We have Tracy on the phone.
Hello, Tracy.
Hi.
How can we help you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Peter. I
Hello.
heard your voice, and I just wanted to call in and give a shout. You sent your company out to my big house on Tuesday, and your guys came and did a fantastic job. And I just wanted to say thank you. Your company, I really enjoyed it. They did a great job.
Did I hear a rooster? Did I just hear a rooster?
Yeah, I'm
Tracy,
outside. I live
Tracy
on a farm.
has a farm.
Yes,
awesome.
I have.
So you do have a big house, huh?
Oh, yeah. I have a pretty big size house. There was like 32 ducks, the registers they cleaned out, and it took them like 3 or 4 hours to get my ductwork nice and clean. They worked really hard at it, I'm telling you.
Cool.
They sent out.
Thank you for calling.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hector and Ariel came out, and they were great. They felt, right at home and went right to their job. And I'm so happy I finally listened to your advice. I listen to your show every week, and I finally made the call, and bam, in a week I got clean ducks. So I'm very happy about that.
Thanks so much, Tracy, for your business. Appreciate it and your kind words.
Well, yes, thank you,
Peter,
Tracy.
I love
it's
your
wonderful
show.
to hear, because I'm always talking about it. It's nice to hear someone else tell their story, because obviously with all those air ducts, you saw a difference, and I'm sure you will enjoy that for a long time.
I will, Joanna, and it was because of you telling me that you have less dust in your house that it really encouraged me to do it.
Girl, I know what you're
talking
about.
So far, I haven't had the dust.
Thank you so much for listening every week. I love that you said that, and I love that you are enjoying cleaner air and that you're on a farm. That's so cool. What kind of animals do you have?
Well, I have obviously the chickens, and I have dogs and cats, goats, mules, horses, and pigs.
Awesome.
Got it all.
Keep in touch, please. Call again. We're going to have to get back to Peter here, but it's been very interesting talking to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Take care, everyone. Bye now.
You got it. Peter, before
Yes.
we run out of time, I think it's important that, to tell folks, I mean, that's great. We got these testimonials, but is there still an incentive? Because I know it's getting into winter time. Are you still offering that on your duct cleaning?
Yes. And so I'm going to make it a little extra special for this particular segment. So we We will still do $175 off for a first-time customer, but if 20% is greater, then we'll do the 20%. And this, we said we send the price list so you see all that. So yeah, there's an incentive on that as well as on the medical grade air purifiers. Just call me.
Yeah, and the number is 585-427-8020, and that's extension 303. You'll actually talk to Peter. 427-8020, extension 303. Get those ducts clean, folks. Enjoy the winter with those windows shut. Thank you, Peter. Good to see
Thank you. Yeah,
we'll have you
guys
on again.
did great. Yeah, go Bills.
Thanks for the incentives. Yeah,
Go Bills. And folks, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break, and we'll let you know what's going on.
The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves.
Oh, that is a lovely song, Pam. Thank you. I'm sitting here swaying in my seat. It's relaxing. It's all good. And I hope that, folks, you got a little relaxing in today as you listen to our experts, and that you'll come back next week. We are here every week at 11 on WHM 1180 and also on the iHeart radio app, and that's free. You can look under radio and you'll find us under WHM there. And that means you can take us anywhere. So if you're out, taking a walk outside, enjoying the leaves like Pam just played, then please do take us with you. And I wanted to do a quick shout out tonight. I know Pam's got something to say about the Bills. Can you imagine? But before she does that, I wanted to say a shout out to Webster Lakers boys volleyball. And they're at the sectionals tonight. They're going to be battling Penfield, and we will be there watching you. So good luck, boys. FLCC, go tonight at the volleyball court. And Pam, did you have something to say? I can see she's itching to talk about those Bills.
Always. Yeah, it's a big game tomorrow. The Bills have got the Dolphins at home at 1:00, so it should be a good game. The Dolphins have Tua back, so we'll see how that goes. But I think the Bills, Mike, I think you agree. I think the Bills have got this one. I think Mike said it really well earlier. I think the Dolphins have got the Bills in their head. The Josh Allen owns the Dolphins, so it should be a good game. We also have Von Miller back this week, so we'll see how much that helps us. But it should be a good game. Hopefully the Bills can squish the fish.
And
I heard that the Bills may be able to clinch the division by Thanksgiving, so that would be really cool.
Ooh.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, that would be a thankful Thanksgiving, huh?
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Got to take care of business.
Yeah. And Mike, what do you have going on?
Well, I was just kind of looking at it. There was so much going on before Halloween that we've been talking about, and a lot of that, of course, now is past. But there's still, the farm markets are still open. It's still fun to go out and, either go apple picking or pick up some fresh apples, get some donuts and cider. And for sky watchers, for the next couple of weeks, actually, if we get some clear skies at night, the Taurid meteor showers are happening, and they're all night long. Oftentimes, these things, you got to be out, between midnight and 2 a.m. But this meteor shower, it's all night long, 5 to 15 meteors an hour, so that's good. And that's visible with the naked eye, of course, for people with telescopes. I guess Saturn's rings are particularly clear right now, if you want to check that out. And then the middle of the month, the 15th, the full Beaver moon rises, and it is the last of 2024's 3 supermoons. So a lot going on up if you want to look up at night.
Yeah, and this year seems like there's been a lot going on in the sky. And I had a funny situation where I was coming home and later in the evening, not too long ago, coming down along Durand Eastman Park, and I was stopped in my tracks in the car with a backed up traffic. I got down to the beach. It's pitch black out, and there's cars everywhere. I didn't know what was happening, and I called 311, which my daughter laughed about it. But for some reason, I missed that there was things happening in the sky that night, and they were the, what do you call it? The
Northern Lights.
Yeah, the Northern Lights. It was the Northern Lights. But the lady at 311 was so nice. I called. I said, "What's happening at Durand? There's so many cars here." And she said, "Ma'am, that is the Northern Lights." So they're really cool. When you call, they actually answer the phone. I was just going to mention that. And, There are a lot of great organizations. 311 is one of them. It's something you can call if there's not, it's not an emergency. And it did work. So just want to mention that. I also want to mention that we're getting into the season of giving, and the American Red Cross really needs our help. If you can give blood, that's fabulous. And if you can volunteer, that's even better, because you can get in there and you can get other people to come in. And studies that, show that volunteering produces health benefits. We were talking about that earlier with Dr. Petrescu about, doing things that prevent poor health. And studies show that adults age 65 and older, they found that the positive effect of volunteering on physical and mental health is due to the personal sense of accomplishment an individual gains from his or her volunteer efforts. That makes total sense, right? Another study found that volunteering led to lower rates of depression in individuals 65 and older. And a Duke study found that individuals who volunteered after experiencing heart attacks reported reduction in despair and depression. So folks, volunteer, get out there, do something, enjoy yourselves. Mike, what do you have to say?
Hey, folks, thanks again for spending time with us this week. I hope you have a good week coming up. Be well and be kind.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Again, come back next week at 11. Tell your family and friends. We really enjoy having you here, and we love to shout it from the rooftop every week that Seniors Rock.